कॉलेजींतले जिवीत म्हणल्यार फकाणां आनी मस्त्यो करप, भोंवप फिरप मजा करप, मोगान पडप आजनेरी करप, केन्नाय थोडीशी स्टडी करप. पूण नवीन कंपनी सुरू करून पयशे कमवप हें चडशें आमकां गोंयकारांक आगडशें दिसता. पूण असलेंच आगड आसा तें सोंपें करपी एका गोंयच्या पुताची खबर तुमचे मेरेन पावोवपाक आयज आमी ह्या पावसाचे सकाळी वेर्णा वचपाचे वाटेक लागल्या आनी GCCIच्या गोवा IIT इनोव्हेशन सेंटरान पावल्या. तुम्ही तुमची कंपनी सुरू कशी केली?
When we started off with the company, and if you ask me why we are here today and how did we start, I would say there are two parts to it. There is one wherein you know that these are the sequence of events that have taken you here, and there is another thing to it which is I still cannot answer why we are here today. So as a part of what we know is, if I think back, is when I was in my second year of my engineering, we had studied these subjects called web technologies, wherein we could develop websites and software for businesses. So I thought, why not monetize it? Why not gather a group of engineers and some of our professors from the college, and why not develop it for people? So I went out, I approached people, and I said, we can do this work for you. Probably at some discounted rate, we can do this work for you. So the initial motive was to have it was a money-driven motive. But a strange thing happened when we actually started off with this kind of activity. And I would say the fact that I come from a middle-class family, the values that are engraved in a Goan middle-class family is, if you accept something from someone, you have to always deliver more. And we always took the pricing was up to the market standard. So we had this thing into, how can we deliver more to our customers? So we kept learning. It forced us to learn more things. It forced us to understand what security means to a customer. And this kind of learning attitude gave us an immense growth in the first 3 years, in my second year till the final year of my engineering. And what happened when we were about to complete our engineering is we had excellent reviews from our customers. And that gave us an innate confidence to go ahead and explore this on a full-time basis. When you know that you're doing something good and somebody is appreciating it for you, it gives you that innate confidence to go ahead and go full swing starting up. That's how our company started.
Genora Infotech हे तुमचे कंपनीक नाव कशें पडलें?
How we actually arrived at this name is a pretty more of an experience story than an interesting story. We initially operated in the name of Scarlet Services when we were in college. Scarlet is a shade of red. So now when we wanted to incorporate ourselves fully and get into a team and setting up an office, we thought of coming up with a name which is more relevant to what we have already done. And that was the young generation and the kind of aura that we had, and we wanted to show out to the world that the kind of positive energy that we have around us is different, and it gives us significance that even a young generation could start up a business. So it was basically a combination of two words, which is the generation and aura. We combine it to make it Genora. And of course the Infotech, because we wanted to pass on a simple clear-cut message that yes, we are a software service provider.
अजून मेरेन तुमच्या धंद्यान तुमकां कसल्यो आडखडी आयल्यो?
The biggest challenge for an entrepreneur to begin with is just to start off, because you don't know, I would say the energy needed to start off with something is the highest amount of energy needed, because once you get rolling, you understand how things are working and you get going with the business. So that was the biggest challenge, but fortunately for me, I did not have much of risk when we started off, which was in the second year of my engineering, and I got good people. And from there on, it was a smooth journey because I had already covered the most important part out there. The biggest challenges ahead is what we did in the past 5 years after starting full time with the business is we decided to have and gain enough expertise to get an edge over other companies, to provide services and incorporate technologies which is not just every other company's work. So we did this over a period of time, and fortunately for us, without much of marketing, we got a lot of customers coming into us. Then we were referred by our existing customers. But now we believe that we have gained an expertise. For example, we introduce Hadoop, which is a big data analytics tool. We started working on bots programming, which hardly even the big companies hardly know about it, and we have already started programming and delivering the projects. And the kind of consultancy after a lot of travel that we have gained and the expertise that we have gained, the next major challenge in front of us is to let more people, let more startups who are in search of technical partners know about us so they can access and take our services.
आजून मेरेनच्यो सगळ्यान चड तुमच्या आवडीच्यो घडण्यो खंयच्यो?
And when we actually started off, when we were full swing working with this business and we had full time people working with us, I remember a strange thing happened which boosted our confidence to the next level. My person Vishal, who had joined right on the first day, I think it was about 1.5 years since then, and he got an opportunity from a government organization and at a very good post and definitely a good salary, which because being a startup we couldn't afford that kind of a compensation at that point of time. So when he got this opportunity, he actually came to me and said, Milan, I have got this opportunity, but I'm not going to be shifting. I want to be staying here. I think what we are trying to do is possible. So for me, more than a bigger project, having this kind of a response from the team was, for me, it was the most memorable moment, and things changed drastically from that because I had a team I could fall back on and I could go fully out in the market.
भितरल्या भितर नेटान फुडें वचत रावपाक तुमकां कितें आदार दिता?
Every day when I get up and when I am back at work, what actually drives me is the kind of philosophy I have for business. The way I look at business is you have a certain field that you have picked up, and what I understand is if you are the best in the field, nobody can defeat you. So every day there's a challenge to know more about technologies, to know more about existing technology and existing technologies, and also to innovate on how do we actually build new technologies as well, which is the future ahead. So when the challenges in front of you are so very interesting and the challenges in front of you are so very big, which I don't think I can just achieve it in 1 year or 2 years. So when the vision is clear and when you know this is what you have to do on an everyday basis, and when you're loving it, when you're passionate about it, this just drives you to get up and do the same thing again and again and over again, and it's just fun. It has been a fun journey till date.
तुमच्या धंद्याचो ह्या फुडलो रस्तो कसो दिसता?
The way I look at an organization is it's more to do with people and processes. So the more capable your team is to take up more work and the more capable your process is to take up more work, that defines your growth. So we do two things. One is we evaluate to what extent you can take up more work, more projects. So based on our last year's evaluation, we felt that we can grow at 300% rate this year. So our next immediate challenge is to reach out to more people and get that much of work. And at the same time, make sure that you are improving on your processes, because the next year you have to have more growth coming up. And if you ask me for our 5-year vision, we believe that the expertise is what drives an organization. If you be the best, there's nobody who can defeat you. So in the next 5 years, we want to be the best expertise in India. And if you look at the next 20 years, I think we have a lot of time to be the best expertise in the world, and that's how we look at the business.
तुमचे कंपनीन काम करपाची पद्धत कशी?
I think being a IT service company, we do not have a much choice about defining an extravagant work culture. So the expectations that our customers have from us and expectations that our business is having from us is to be pretty professional and serious with the kind of work we are doing. And that's how it goes. That's what we do. But having said that, Goa is a wonderful place to relax at the weekends. And I would say we work hard during the week, during the time when we were supposed to work, and we have good fun working on the weekends.
फाटले नदरेन पळयल्यार तुमकां कितें तरी वेगळें करूशें दिसता?
I would say, given the journey that has been in the past few years, I would do it over and over again. It's like somebody has already told me, Milind, you will do this and you will never fail, then what is the reason for me not to start all over again? No, but if you still ask me what I would have done differently if I had to start all over again, the business process remains the same. Developing an expertise and developing a team, good team. But I would have prioritized three things on my schedule. First is to read more content about the business and what is happening across the globe. And I would have also prioritized traveling to the tech events across the globe and getting exposure to the industry. I would have found more mentors and talk to more people from the industry. So these are the three things I believe I would have done differently, which is now on my priority, but I would have done it right from the start.
बिझनेसान फेल जावप हे बाबतीन तुमचें कितें चिंतप?
For me, you have to be aware of the things that are happening, the latest technologies that are coming up. For example, there is bots technology being introduced and predicted to go and kill most of the apps development business. And if you're not ready for it, then it's your failure. It's your incompetence. Then you are saying that you failed at it. So what I've understood is be aware of what is happening around. Make sure you are the best in the technology and make sure you have the best knowledge about the business. And there are very little chances that you will fail in the business. However, there's always this thing wherein you start something. For example, you start a product for the market and you realize that it is not getting the best kind of a response that you were expecting. So to an extent that could be a failure. You have done enough research, but still you have realized that it did not get that kind of a response from the market. But that is a learning. When you introduce a new product in the market, you will be even better. So failures that come up after a lot of research that you want to do, it's a learning for an entrepreneur. It's a learning for a business. And business is about how many experiences you have in the past. So take failures as some positive learnings for your business to move ahead.
तुम्ही नवीन भुरग्यांक कामाचेर कशे घेतात आनी तांचे ट्रेनिंग कशें करतात?
As far as the human resource requirement is concerned, I would say we have a pretty good engineering rollouts from Goa. The most important being, what I feel, is the social skills that the Goans have. And that turns out to be a big boon when it comes to interacting with international customers. And I would say we pretty much follow the same process what MNCs would follow. We would recruit people, train them for a minimum of 1 month it goes up to 2 months, as long as we feel that they're completely ready to get onto the international projects. And once they're ready, they are back on the job.
तुमची कंपनी गोंयांत सुरू कित्याक जाली?
The way I look at it is the grass will always be green on the other side. If you look at Pune, if you look at Bangalore, you would see it's an IT hub and we should go and start there, which is what we did. After 2 years, we set up office in Pune as well. I went there and I realized that grass was really green in Pune as well. But I started my office in Pune. I looked at Goa. The grass was still green here in Goa. So it doesn't matter from where you are starting. The point is, where do you get the right team? And Goa definitely has the right team to start your software service and product business as well. Also, for product companies to begin with, Goa would be a strategically a better place to start, considering the extra eyeballs that we get every year in the form of tourists. If we had better policies here in Goa, that would only mean that we would realize more profits, which would help us translate those profits as additional benefits to our employees and also give more value-added services to our customers. So we would definitely welcome more policies, support from the government, but even with the current situation, it's a wonderful place to start.
तुमच्या कुटुंबाबद्दल आणि तुमच्या भुरग्यापणाबद्दल कितें तरी सांगात.
My family basically consists of my younger sister, who's also an IT engineer, my dad, who's a retired professor, my mom, who's a housewife, and I grew up in the Ponda. I grew up in Ponda, and I think I have pretty exciting childhood memories, and I believe that I've lived my life to the fullest being a child. I want to go back sometimes and live those memories back over and over again. Life was beautiful. Life had no tensions, and yet it gave me an opportunity to explore. Since there were no tension, I could go and take up this class. I could go and play with my friends, learn new sport. I did karate. I did masters in that. I'm a black belt martial art, black belt in karate as well. So all these experiences really helped me groom socially and also get ready for the challenges that were ahead unknowingly, because I was not aware that this is going to be the journey ahead. Totally ignorant where life is heading. But all these experiences, today I realize, were making up for what was ahead to come. So I would take it to destiny, and I would say that it was the best time that I had in my life.
कॉलेजीन तुम्ही मस्त केले ताजेबद्दल ऐकूया.
Best life again I've lived in my engineering life. To be very frank, I had not traveled much when I was a kid, but in my college life I got bunch of good friends, and I could travel. I could explore places in and around Goa, which itself, even places around Goa, which itself was a big experience. You could still meet new people. You could take the train travels. You could take the journeys, and get those experiences in life, which were, I would say, in the making. And we had some pretty good incidences in college. We, in fact, packed our bag once to travel to Murdeshwar, and there was one of my friend. In fact, many of them had not informed to inform their parents about it. They kept the SIM cards in the hostel, so they could not be traced. And every day morning, they used to go to a PCO and dial back home, not on the mobile, but on the landline, so they are not traced back again where they are. So there was one of this intelligent friend of mine who happened to dial his mom on her mobile. So that's when we were traced that we were back in Murdeshwar, and again there was a big chaos, and we had to return next day.
टेक्नॉलॉजी गोंयकारांचें जिवीत कशें बदलता अशें तुमकां दिसता?
What I would say is technology cannot be forced onto people and cannot be forced onto businesses. However, businesses are the first breed of the so-called human beings to adapt to technologies. So I would say that the businesses in Goa should explore how software technologies can improve their productivity. And when businesses start using technology, the technology will automatically be percolated in the way people use the technology in their own lives. For instance, now there are a lot of product startups coming up and automating processes. They implement their softwares in Pune, Bangalore, and they come to Goa, and then we say that the product has failed in Goa, and the product is successful in Pune and Bangalore. It's not that people are not really used to technology here in Goa. The fact is, Goa has a home crowd, and Pune and Bangalore, people have migrated from other places, and they're not living with their parents. So, for instance, a startup like a food delivery platform would be more successful in Pune than in Goa, because we stay with our parents and we can get our difference. But as far as the real technology usage is concerned, Goa is way ahead. And it's just a responsibility of the businesses to make Goa an exemplary state across India and adapt to the latest technologies.
गोंयच्या आवय बापायंक तुमचो संदेश कितें?
We as Goans, I would ask the parents also to encourage their kids to travel to more tech events. Even if they are in their 9th standard, 10th standard, or in their higher secondary, sponsor their travels. Ask them to travel across the country, travel across the globe if possible. Let them see the world outside. Let them go to Singapore, let them go to US, and see how technology has changed lives. Because only then, when they know where the world is going ahead, they will be able to come back and start something of their own back here in Goa. So let your child explore. That is going to be a learning experience for your child more than just a travel and fun, which he will realize when he grows up and starts his professional career.
तरणाटे गोंयकार जे टॅक्नॉलॉजी वापरून धंदो करूंक सोदतात तांकां तुमचो संदेश कितें?
Well, I would say that the way you project your business to your parents is very, very important, because your first sales actually happens with your parents. And if you're not able to sell your idea to your parents, then it is going to be really very difficult for you to sell your idea to others. So the way you take it is you explain what you're trying to do. We are into an information technology business, which is a fairly clean business to do with, and not very similar to the so-called booming businesses in the past in Goa, which is very much different. So the way you project your idea to your parents is very, very important. And I think when I disclosed the idea of helping others through the technology, the kind of expertise I already had, I got a pretty much good support from my parents. However, I believe if I had to project it as purely a business and money making game, possibly there could have been problems, which fortunately I did not have to go through. So for the parents as well, they should understand that businesses is not just about money game. If your child is able to provide value to people, provide value to society, let them try and explore. I mean, being young is the best time to explore. So give them an opportunity. Things will work fine. So I think what's important for a technopreneur is to understand that things are possible, and just move ahead with the kind of objective you have in your life. I think life is pretty simple. So Goans, life is to be lived fully, and lived fully with an objective in your life. So let's just get started and get going with life.
मिलिंदाच्या बापायचे थोडे विचार ऐकूया.
I really feel proud that my son have succeeded in this business, and not only me, everyone in our family is proud about him. When he told me first that he is going for this IT business, I was little scared, since no one in our family had gone for such a business. But when he told me his plan, I was very much sure that he will succeed. And I told him, you go for it, I am always there with you. And he started his business. And today I am really happy that he has succeeded in this business. He had an offer after his degree, and also in Goa, and a reputed company had offered him a job for a ransom salary, but he said, no, I don't want to go for job, but I want to create job. That's why I had no option. I had faith in him, and I told him to go for it. Even when he started it, my first mindset was, I told him, go for experience somewhere, at least for 1 year, and then you start your business. But what he said was astonishing. He said, once you go for a job, you will never go for business, because once you get that leisurely life, no one like to take risk. No one want the hard work. So I want to start it from the beginning. And today I am a proud father to say that he has proven me wrong. I am really happy for that. Now when my son is in Goa, I really feel contented, so that we can meet each other every day. Whereas people who go for their career abroad or outside Goa, they go, I don't know what is it, only for money or for the career. And what is the meaning of career? Only money? And what is the use of that money when you don't have your own people with you, when you don't have your own love with you? Are we born only to make money? So I think when he is with me, he's got everything and we too have everything. So that's why I'm very happy, contented. And I want him to stay in Goa only, progress, give more jobs to more people, more youth, and help Goa also. I am not in this business, my profession is different, and therefore I am not a right person to give any advice to Goan parents regarding this particular business. But I know one thing, parents are the best judge to understand their children. So talk to him, see what he wants to do, have faith in him and just support him, and you will get the desired result. That is what I have seen in my son, and I wish everyone should prosper in the same way. Thank you.
फुडल्या एपिसोडान आमी जेनोरा इन्फोटेकाच्या टीम मेंबरांक मेळुया, तांणी घडिल्ल्या वेगवेगळ्या प्रोडक्टांचे डेमो पळोवया आनी GCCIचे गोवा IT इनोव्हेशन सेंटर जेनोरा सारख्या कंपनींक वयर सरपाक आदार कसो करता हाची आमी खबर काडुया. तर मेळया फुडल्या सोमाराक. गेल्या सुमाराच्या प्रश्नाचो जबाब जावन आसा ऑप्शन बी. मॅजेंटो हें सॉफ्टवेअर ई-कॉमर्स वेबसायट्स घडोवपा खातीर वापरतात. प्रश्नाचो सारको जबाब दिवन इनाम जिखपी जावन आसा उमा देशपांडे. इनाम जिखप्याक आयच्या एपिसोडान दाखयल्ले कंपनी कडल्यान 1000 रुपयांचो फ्लिपकार्टाचो ऑनलायन शॉपिंग वावचर गावतलो. ह्या सुमाराचो प्रश्न. GCSP हें 1990s ह्या वर्सांनी गोंयांत घडलें. हाचें फूल फॉर्म कितें काय? तुमच्यो एंट्री तुमी बेरेस्तार मेरेन ह्या नंबराचेर ह्या फॉर्मेटान SMS करच्यो. एका मोबायल नंबरा वयल्यान आनी एका मनशान एकूच एंट्री धाडची.